Welcome back to the channel, guys. Well, here I am back in Bangkok after a little bit of a fiasco with 4 flights being canceled. Stick around for today's story.
Got these plans stuck in my head. Southeast Asia calling me instead. Bangkok nights and Bali shores. Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate.
Okay, guys, as you can see, I'm back in my apartment in Bangkok, and it was really nice to be able to step off the plane. I already had my SIM card working. Already had the Grab app, just simply, and I just had carry-on. By the way, when I landed here around 7:30 last night, immigration was completely empty. I've never been to Bangkok and had the immigration with nobody in it. Like nobody. Literally walked right up to the immigration officer. The last time I had flew into Bangkok, I probably waited a good 45 minutes at least. And last night, no one there. So I don't know if that's just a rarity, or if it is because the whole war is really affecting tourism. It's probably more of that. But anyway, walked outside and jumped into a Grab, and and I'm at my apartment in 30 minutes later or so, and it just felt good to be able to have a home here. I know I did a video about saying I'm probably going to give up my home base. That's probably still going to happen, but as of right now, I will finish off my lease here in Bangkok. My lease is not till the end of August, so I have quite a ways to go. And with this whole messy situation going on, with Iran and the U.S. and Israel, I just am probably going to stay put a while and not really do a whole lot of traveling. I will travel around Thailand a bit more. Bangkok has so much going on for it. There's so many things to see and do here in Bangkok that I'll be quite busy. By the way, quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, which is AsianWives.com. If you're interested in meeting women in Southeast Asia, this is a platform that connects you with women throughout Southeast Asia with verified profiles across different countries in this region. What I like is it's more focused on serious connections rather than swiping endlessly like on typical apps. So if you're curious and would like to try it out, I will leave a link down in the description and also the pinned comment. Back to the video. Anyway, if you didn't see the quick YouTube short, what happened is I was actually scheduled to fly out on April 1st. And I got notified by Qatar Airways, and they said, listen, we have canceled your flight. And they let me know basically a week out. And I was like, oh, okay. And well, I went on to Skyscanner as my go-to app, and I searched out, or excuse me, they canceled me, and then they offered me rescheduling with a different airline because I had used a third party. It was like trip.com or something like that. So anyway, they refunded the money, put it into credit right away for trip.com, and then they had another flight going through the Middle East. This time it was from Doha to Abu Dhabi, and so I chose that one. Of course, that wasn't my preferred, but that's what they offered for rebooking. Boom. 1 day later, I book it, and the next morning, canceled. And the same thing happened for the next 2 flights. Finally, I said, okay, I'm probably just going to have to take a hit, and I just, instead of rebooking, I put cancel, and I'm still waiting to see what kind of a refund or credit they're going to give me for canceling out altogether. So finally, after being canceled by 3-4 times at this point, I said, okay, I've got to do direct. And as far as I knew, there was only one direct flight, which was Kenya Airways. So I hopped back online and I started searching like the very next day for leaving, because I was like, I just need to get out of here, I think, before things get even worse. The longer that things go, maybe I'll be stuck here. So, and I was kind of tired of just paying this double rent. So I hopped back on, and I found one from China Eastern Airlines for the very next day, leaving out of Bangkok. And so I booked that one. And a couple hours later, canceled. So I was like, okay, what's going on? Because at this point, I was running out of options. So I looked again, and I had options of like going through India, even taking Ethiopia Airways. So those were the next two that I was going to try. But then I saw a direct flight through Nairobi with Kenya Airways. And I was like, okay, fingers crossed this works. Otherwise, I'm flying through India or I'm flying through the Ethiopia Airways. Neither was my first choice, but at this point, I really didn't care. So anyway, I booked Kenya Airways and everything was fine. In fact, I was leaving like the very next day. So I had kind of a going away thing with the girl I was dating in Kenya. We went to a move and pick restaurant for our last dinner. And it was on the 24th floor, and it's one of those rotating restaurants where you get a different view every few seconds, every few minutes. And really great dinner there, so that was really cool. Some of the stuff I put on my TikTok account and Instagram, so there will be there's links in my description if you guys want to follow me there. Some stuff I put there that I don't put on YouTube, by the way. Anyway, had that dinner, and then the very next morning I left, and I had a 6:30 a.m. flight. So I basically woke up at 2 a.m., took a shower, already had my bags packed, and headed off to the airport, still fingers crossed. And when you have visited Africa, and I think it's most countries within Africa, but at least Kenya, and if you're traveling back to certain Asian countries, even other countries as well, they require a yellow fever vaccine. So I had my card with me. They checked that and went through immigration, no problem. And then when I boarded, everything was on time. Got to Bangkok about 9 hours later. It was a 9-hour direct flight. Kenya Airways, not bad, not a great airline, but not bad. And landed, and immediately as you got off the airplane, there was a gentleman standing there looking for your vaccine and your passport, and he was checking you off the list. Before they let you continue any further, I don't know what would have happened if you didn't have it, but I'm assuming that you would have had to have it to even get on the plane in the first place. But they were checking it off, checking that yellow fever vaccine, and making sure you had that before they let you off the plane or into the airport. So, like I said, no waiting at immigration whatsoever, which if you guys have been to Bangkok, it is impossible. It never happens. I mean, there's always a big, huge line, but last night, none. And I came in at a reasonable time. It was around 7:40 p.m. I got home, I showered, unpacked, and I was trying to keep myself onto a schedule because of the jet lag. So I watched a movie and went to bed, and I'm pretty much back on schedule again. The time difference between Nairobi, Kenya, and Bangkok is only 4 hours. Bangkok, Thailand is 4 hours ahead, so it's not like you're going to be too jet lagged. It's not like coming from the U.S. where you're having like a 12-hour difference. It's not bad, so I didn't really have any kind of jet lag. And this morning I woke up and went to the driving range with my friends already. There's like a group of 5 or 6 of us. And, we play a couple hours of having fun at the driving range. And then we all went out to lunch. And today I'm going to kind of relax at home. And tomorrow I kind of got like errands and stuff to do. But moving forward, I will be doing back to Southeast Asia content, okay? So goodbye to Kenya for now. Hopefully some of you guys enjoyed it and got something new out of it. That was kind of my goal, and I enjoyed it, going to someplace different and spending quite a bit of time. I never meant to spend that much time there, but it just kind of happened. I was having a good time with the hiking, the safaris, going to Mombasa, trying out rooftop restaurants and garden cafes, and just seeing the sights, and I had a really good time. There were still a handful of things that I would have liked to seen, but I can't say when I would get back to Kenya. I'm certainly not done with Africa. I would like to go and explore a little bit more. There are some countries I would like to see for sure. But yeah, now that I'm back in Asia, if I look back and I compare and contrast, Bangkok for me is more efficient, easy, fast-paced, and the best way I could describe like Nairobi would be more raw, more nature, and a bit more unpredictable as well. And it just really depends on what you're looking for. It's just two vastly different countries and regions, and so it's just very different. But I'm actually quite happy to be back. I'm excited to be back, and I'm going to enjoy my time here. I'm scheduled to go back to the U.S. at the end of May. I'm going to have to see what happens with this war, with ticket prices and things like that. I got to see what happens. Hopefully it happens, because I take that opportunity to do an annual camping trip with my sons, and my mom is elderly now, so I kind of cherish that time. I just, you just never know with a parent. And so, yeah, I look forward to being out here in Bangkok, Thailand again. And I know literally as I landed, I actually had met a viewer who was like, "Hey, Gio, you're back in Bangkok." So we're like right at the airport right away. By the way, big shout out to a bunch of other Americans in some, let me see, Australian, Canadian. Shout outs to Luke from Australia, Wayne from Canada, and the two Jims I met from the U.S., Moshe from the U.S., Kevin, retired police officer from L.A. Police Department, and my friend Robert that I just met recently. Bunch of people that I met who were viewers of my channel, and it was really cool because I had people to hang out with. Shout out to Kevin, who we went and did the safari together, him and another friend, and also went off to Mombasa. So just shout out to those guys. They made my trip a bit more fun. It was nice to be able to hang out with a bunch of people that had seen my channel, and that we had some things in common. It was sometimes solo travel is okay, but it is nice sometimes to hang out with other people. So anyway, guys, appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and glad to be back here in Bangkok, and hopefully you'll look forward to Bangkok, Thailand, and more videos. And like Nairobi, what I will do is my videos going forward, I will try not to do any videos at home unless it's like canceled because of rain or something like that. But I'm going to try to, again, take you out and show you the city of Bangkok and also Thailand. I do want to explore. I didn't really get to explore too much this last time, but I intend to this time around. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.
Got these plans stuck in my head. Southeast Asia calling me instead. Bangkok nights and Bali shores. Sick of dreaming, want something more. Pack your bags, don't hesitate. Gio, let's go before it's too late. Time keeps slipping away from us. Keep living life.